Good evening and thank you so much for watching. Welcome to the second edition of News Tonight this Monday, Easter Monday, 2026. My name is Michael Jerandokomwa. Let's start with a look at the headlines.
The news headlines are brought to you by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Keep your information up to date with your regulated financial institution. Customer deposits are protected up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Government lifts closure of Maranatha Center as President Museveni extends 10 million shillings to each for affected families. Uganda Media Center releases assessment report on 188 billion shillings for PDM. Some NRM MPs put NRM SEC decision to endorse Anita Mongantaewa speakership on test, while Andro team's goal propels SC Villa to semi-finals.
The news headlines were brought to you by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Keep your information up to date with your regulated financial institution. Customer deposits are protected up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Thank you so much for tuning in. It's now UBC News Tonight. Let's have it in detail. Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has commended the Catholic Church for embracing President Museveni's wealth creation initiative. The Premier, also Kakumiro woman MP, was speaking to a group of religious leaders from Busesa Dinari in Kabale district who visited her at the Kakumiro Model Farm. We have details.
Kakumiro Model Farm was established by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja. Since it was established in 2024, this demonstration farm has become a center of attraction from hundreds of Ugandans who visit the farm to learn modern farming practices, as always preached by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Today, a group of religious leaders, priests and nuns from Busesa Dinare in Kibale district visited the farm to learn modern farming practices. The Premier took them through a guided tour of the coffee nursery, the dairy section, the poultry, and goats, among others. The Prime Minister commended the Catholic Church for embracing President Museveni's message of wealth creation.
I am so impressed and happy that the church is coming in to educate our people, to be productive, to create wealth. That's why I left everything. But if the church can concentrate on seed production, so that our people can have access to quality seeds. You have all the chances and land.
During the guided tour of the coffee nursery, Nabanja explained the benefits so far got from the coffee seedlings.
Emwani zonka ezitutunzire mu season yenu, tutunzire embibo emitwalo 5. Obwokuba emitwalo 5 ito tutunzire 12. Atunyo emitwalo 5 nanyoa baketa billion. Tinka zifunaga mu office. Tizo kubalimba ngunali nkwashire billion ya sente mulundi gumu mu office. Tosa zifuna. Na talo MP azifunezo.
At the poultry section, Nabanja said it's another lucrative business.
So averagely trezinga bisatu etule bisatu buli tule tugitunda tinikatitundaga hasi yogumu 10 kanteka gumu 10 betu ati tuli mugumu ati enyuma tubaye mugumu 3 ati zisazire zili agumu 2 ati taimuzi gumu 10 nizo milioni 3 ne mitwala 3 tiniko ati buli lunaku ati mu mwezi 99 million tiniko ati taimuzi ya
1.18 billion
1.18 billion tukiata wana abo expense eyemere.
The clergy thanks the Prime Minister for giving them an opportunity to visit her farm and pledge to transfer the knowledge acquired to the people they lead.
Let's keep speaking. We are humbled that you have given us this time and you have labored to explain to us in detail what you are doing at the farm. For us as a dinner, as I had already communicated to you, we have already started actually. We came to get more knowledge so that we can improve on what we are doing. One of the resolutions that we made was to go coffee. So we have started as a dinner in each parish. That is part of our strategy. We are planting coffee.
Nitugonza kusima. Honorable Prime Minister, habwe chance otuhereize nkaitu abasista ba Notre Dame kuija hanu tukeg. Amazi magali tujagenda ntu kimukimu porampora. Turangu twateka mu nkolere. Already we have good ideas. Twika tubazanka abasista kandi amazi magali bweturakweta next year oja kusanga hempinduka hinduka omubyo kulima na omubyo kusibika.
Gaba Community Church has held a memorial service in honor of 4 toddlers who were brutally murdered in cold blood on the 2nd of April. A heartbroken congregation gathered alongside the parents of the deceased to pay their last respects. The young victims have since been buried at their respective ancestral homes. The 4 toddlers were allegedly killed by Christopher Okello, who is currently in police custody as investigations into the murder continue. In response to the tragedy, the President has extended condolence to each family with 10 million shillings. State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs Balam Bargahara delivered the funds during the service at Gaba Community Church. He he announced that the earlier closure of Maranatha schools by government has also been lifted.
For my angel, my love daughter, for everyone, thanks for loving my kid. She was just 2 years, but she was so amazing. She has done everything even a mature person can do. She has been treasured. Thank you so much.
Keisha again wrote mu lulimi lwaffe kitegeeza nesize Mukama.
Again wrote in our language means I trust in God.
Yes.
Let me stop.
Because we buried the body of late Ryan on Friday.
Where you see me here, I cried when the child died. But I feel encouraged by the Spirit. I felt him.
Minister Balamuliwanu.
Minister Balamuliwanu.
Now the Uganda byonga.
I heard your words. They were good. They resemble mine.
Tumanye buli kigenda maaso ku musajja oyo fenga family zati.
You have known the truth that happened.
Amazima agabaddewo mwagategedde.
And we have the suspect in our custody.
Era oyo eyazizza omusango ogwo bateeberezebwa okuzza omusango tomuyina mu nkomyo.
He's being investigated by a joint team of intelligence groups.
Tunoonyereza abamunoonyerezaako bibinja bya njawulo ebyabanoonyereza.
And at a specific time,
waliwo ekiseera ekituufu,
the public will get communication of how far we have gone and how we have reached where we are.
Ko owekitiibwa Krizesto Muyingo sabo tuyimiridde wano oli mukulu munno mukulu Krizesto Muyingo genda omukuba akama omugenti bamuwabizza. Kino ekifo kyakulabirira baana abatalina mwasirizi nga bazadde baabwe nabo bagenze ku nnyanja eri kuwokyangege bafunemu akasente babiiseewo obulamu.
To close the institution,
okusalawo okwo okwokuggalawo ekifo.
He didn't make it in his capacity as Jesse Muyingo.
Teyakukoze nga ye mu buyinza bwe.
It was in the interest of government.
Kyabadde kisinziira ku kwagala kwa government.
But only the directive also covered areas which were not meant to be covered.
Naye ate ne kibanga tekyakutte ku bifo ebiryadde.
Because I've seen the structures you have, some of them are better than the structures we run as government.
Kubanga ndabye ebizimbe bye mulina ebimu bisinga n'ebyaffe ebya gavumenti.
So on behalf of government,
n'olwekyo ku lwa gavumenti,
please allow I apologize on behalf of government.
Neetonda ku lwa gavumenti.
We are not supposed to oppress you.
Tetuteekeddwa kubanga tubatulugunya.
We are supposed to support you.
Tulina kubanga tubawagira.
We are supposed to monitor you.
Tulina kubanga tubalondoola.
Now what we are going to do,
kati tugenda okukola,
we are not going to allow our children to go back in that building.
Ekizimbe kye tugenda kukizzaamu baana bano.
In the next few months,
mu myezi emitono
even
egijja,
before we put up the building,
batonaba kuzimba kizimbe ekyo.
we're going to put a memorial there.
Tugenda kussaawo ekijjukizaawo.
There's going to be a garden there.
Wagenda kubaawo nnimiro.
So that this will be a memory of the beautiful souls.
Father, His Excellency the President,
era omukulembeze w'eggwanga mu kweyongerayo,
extends his deepest condolence,
aleeta okusaasira kwe,
and Mama,
ne maama,
in this moment of grief,
mu kiseera kino eky'okukungubaga,
and he has contributed 10 million shilling,
awaddeyo obukadde bwe 10
to each of the family,
eri buli family,
as a gesture of support.
A performance assessment by the Uganda Media Center has revealed that at least 18 billion Uganda shillings under the parish development model has been disbursed in Lira district to transform livelihoods. Officials conducting field visits across Lira found that many beneficiaries of the PDM and Emyooga programs have moved beyond subsistence living.
Generally, all the government programs have been there. The reception has been good. There is transformation. Although it is not all of them are doing well, there are some that have also not done well. Interestingly, we have started on recoveries for PDM.
With an initial PDM capital injection of Uganda shillings 1 million, several participants have expanded their businesses through disciplined saving and reinvestment. Lira District's key enterprises under PDM include maize, coffee and poultry, among others. At least 18 billion Uganda shillings as PDM money has been disbursed so far. Uganda Media Center to ascertain the progress moved on ground to see the impact of these key wealth creation government programs in Lira District.
We want to see from the money that government has sent here, what has it done, what value has it added to the people. Are their lives better, and how are they better? Are women benefiting, and how are children are going to school? Are all these things that all the figures that we hear, the finance people reading, what have they transformed into? That's why we are here.
As a government, I think truly government is doing a lot to transform the communities of Lira. You have hinted on issues of funding. I think we shall share with you the copies, but year in, year out, government sends us a lot of billions of money to the district.
We have 58 policies, which means that we have 5,800 beneficiaries of PDM currently, and we have disbursed over 18 billion as we talk now to our farmers.
One standout beneficiary is Atim Stella, a former tomato vendor who received PDM funding in 2023. She has since transitioned into a wholesale dealer in dry grains, with her business in Lira's Bazaar ward showing steady growth.
Out of the 1 million right now, I've got a difference of like 2 million. Realize some difference. So out of the money I've received, I decided now to actually start paying back, because they had told us we are going to pay after 24 months. So I've paid half of the money, and the business is doing well. I've also gained some other business. Actually, I've started even to acquire some land of mine, so part of the money I'm also using to pay the school fees.
The district officials reflect a broader trend of increased household incomes and business expansion among beneficiaries. At Lira Main Market, a facility constructed by the government of Uganda, traders hailed the program for enabling them to secure stalls and stabilize their incomes.
A market like this, or an infrastructure like this, confirms the voice of the president on socio-economic infrastructural development.
For my behalf and the people who are in the market, we appreciate government for what they are doing for the people of Uganda. Now, around the people who are in the market, we are around 2,000 plus.
This business, the way it is helping us, by paying school fees, feeding children.
Stall, we have one of 5,000, we have one of 7,000, we have one of 15,000 in this market. It depends according to the sizes of the stall. So that's how we are paying revenue in the market.
Meanwhile, Emyooga beneficiaries, such as the Eruta North Women's Circle, have embraced group savings and lending, with over Uganda shillings 196 million circulated among 102 members to support ventures like crafts and small-scale enterprises.
In Eruta North Women Entrepreneurs, we were supported with the Emyooga loan. The first batch we were given 30 million, of which we disbursed to 6 members association, and from these associations they were able to pay back. The second batch of the loan that we were given was 20 million, making a total of 50 million. As a single woman outside doing business, lonely, without even any good experience in savings, I was getting loans from microfinance, banks and money lenders with very high interest rates, which affected my business, which was not growing well.
After, I think I got excited by what the President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in 2013, when he was, interacting with the party cadres at Lira Hotel in Lira City there. He said, turn your home into an economic unit and make sure if you work hard through that, you can get a better income. And there was some calculation he did, which unfortunately tickled me, and I decided eventually to say, let me shift a bit from teaching to farming. And thus, here I am today.
Crispus Arinitwe, reporting for UBC.
Health workers in Dokolo district are concerned over inadequate infrastructure and staffing of Dokolo Health Center 4, a key referral facility in the district. Officials say that as they handle cases, there are gaps in infection prevention, limited space, and understaffing.
At Doholo Health Center 4, the maternal and child health unit conducts between 180 and 250 normal deliveries every month and 35 to 50 cesarean, handled by only 2 medical officers and 6 midwives. However, officials warn that poor infrastructure, especially in high-risk areas like antenatal care rooms, poses a serious risk to infection control.
So the building behind me here, one of the risks we would be is mostly infection prevention, which you see the building is not to the standard, whereby you can offer a service whereby dusty when they clean. So it's not a place whereby you would want to carry out, because all those antenatal care is done in this room. We also, it's like a one-stop area whereby laboratory testing, and this is an area where they also do testing. They also administer medicine to them. So you see the environment is not good for infection prevention.
At Doak Health Center 3 has similar challenges: lack of transport for the outreach services, inadequate staffing, and absence of a perimeter fence.
At every level, government is saying that people should integrate activities where you see staffs going outside in their outreaches, conducting ANC and dental care services, doing health education, providing immunization to infants.
The daughter to late Cecilia Ogwal has visited Doholo Health Center 4 and the Doak Health Center 3 to deliver essential supplies to mothers in the maternal wards.
The late Honorable Tat Cecilia Atimogwal always said was that the foundation to any great nation is having good maternal units. You have a healthy mother, you have a healthy baby, you are going to have a strong country. What we want is a strong country built with a good economy that begins by having healthy children.
The initiative under the Cecilia Timogwal Foundation is carrying on with the projects she left behind.
So making this visit to maternal units is the beginning of that foundation right here in Doholo, in Lango, and in Uganda. And we will continue to do this as part of the work of the foundation that continues some of the services and some of the work, particularly philanthropic work that the late was doing, and she already had funding for.
In February this year, Archbishop Stephen Kazimba Mugalo launched the Cecilia Ogwal Foundation at her second memorial service to carry on her projects. Ediulwa, UBC News.
Kisoro District RDC Haj Badul Sebiara has issued a one-week ultimatum to residents of Chahafi and Murora to vacate Chahafi wetland. Wetlands in Kisoro District are under growing threat as population pressure fuels encroachment into fragile ecosystems. Kisoro District has steep hills and valleys, whereby encroaching swamps worsens flooding and stops natural water flow.
We cannot simply look on when lamenting. Whoa!
Chibumba Primary School in Kisoro District has borne the brunt of wetland degradation with repeated flooding linked to blocked natural channels leading into Chahafi wetlands due to cultivation and drainage.
That place where the water used to sink from. Just open it and of course clear that place where they have, which they have changed into their gardens, to again make the channel as it used to be.
During an inspection, RDC Haj Badru Sebiara ordered the immediate eviction of encroachers.
Technically, we need to open up this area. That is the way to go to restore where water used to be, instead of flooding at our schools. Period.
So ubugarigara jagiriya none abaturage nabo baranyira barayobora bakaburi bayureziri so ubungamazi barayatatanyije.
Residents say the flooding has intensified due to blocked waterways, poor farming practices and rapid settlement.
Simple. And the flooding wouldn't really go as far as the school or as far as those areas you have seen. People used to I was born here. I'm now 68 years. When I was a child, the water was there, but it was passing through the channel.
In Kisoro's hilly terrain, heavy rains accelerate runoff, overwhelming degraded wetlands.
Imisozi yose yaramanutse, iyo iguye ubutaka bwose buramanuka. None bwamanuka, bwamara kugera ino, ubwo nino hakuzura. Nahaya mazi uyo muri kubona atungukagira mu misozi heru.
Wetlands are natural buffers, absorbing runoff water, regulating water flow, and preventing soil erosion. Outgoing Kisoro District Speaker, William Harerimana, attributes the crisis to population pressure and disrupted drainage systems.
You know, the number of people increased. And those hills, when we were young, they were covered by vegetation. Now, because of population pressure, all the whole place has been interfered with by agriculture. So the water, the grass used to trap the water running down. Now that grass is no longer there.
Chahafi Wetland serves as a vital buffer zone between Lake Chahafi and the Kigezi community.
If we can get a big project to give tanks to these houses, at least every home to have a tank, that water, the volume of water can decrease.
When you don't use Momo, you are forced to quarrel.
Mama kabalansi? Nkuwaire 15. Mama, nkuwaire 15.
Ompaire 15.
Abantu abakulu mwatandise obuyaye mwena.
Obuyaye obuliga.
Iwe.
Ngobi yanko bantu
sente dange ninzade kolera ngobi nakolera sente dange.
Save yourself from quarreling. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
Uganda Health Professions Assessment Board notifies the public that the registration of Health TVET candidates for June 2026 assessment commenced on the 11th of March 2026. Deadline for registration is 10th April 2026. As guided by the TVET law, the list of registered candidates for the June 2026 assessment series shall be displayed for viewing 30 days before the date for commencement of the national assessment. Lists of registered candidates shall be displayed for viewing 1 month before the national assessment.
UBC News tonight. In the heart of rural Wero, hundreds of residents are receiving a renewed chance at clear vision. A free eye screening and treatment camp by the North Indian Cultural Association in Uganda has supported over 2,500 people who had eye complications.
As you see that we are very far from the hospital. It takes a long journey to reach where Luwero, Kasana. I've got no any treatment at all, and this is my first treatment. I got this eyes problem from 1989 up to now.
We get a lot of patients which actually cannot go to the hospitals. They cannot afford to go to the hospitals and get the treatment for eyes. Yeah? And eye is a disease where if you do not care, you can't read, you can't do anything actually. Going the health center from this city should be about 40-45 kilometers. So for any person from this village going to the hospital is really difficult. So we decided to come too deep inside to look after this, to cater some services to the people around.
The most common one was we had cataracts, therefore needs surgical intervention. We are not managing it today. Then we also got glaucoma, which makes us blind completely, and we can't recover that even if we have done the surgery, unless it is early. Then presbyopia, they can't read small texts, so it hinders their nature of work. We also had some issues with the corneal problems like tragonus. It's very expensive to manage. We need corneal transplants. We had foreign bodies. People have had them for about 2-3 months. Meaning that they can't afford to come to Kampala.
From the darker waters of the Atlantic to the bright lights of the United Nations General Assembly, a painful chapter of human history has returned to the global conscience, not as a whisper, but as a declaration. In a historic move led by the Republic of Ghana, the United Nations recently adopted a resolution declaring the transatlantic slave trade the gravest crime against humanity. It is vote that has exposed fault lines in global politics, revived calls for reparations, and reignited Africa's long walk to total liberation. Henry Okrut has a view in this file.
They came for Africa's strength, changed the continent's future.
This is why you are colonized.
But could not break the African spirit.
Oh Africa, Africa, oh
Africa. From the echoes of Imat Cecilia Ogwal.
If you want me to allow you to come and practice homosexuality in my country, Uganda, or in my continent, Africa, I'm asking you, why don't you allow me as an African to come and practice polygamy in your countries?
To the defiance of Kahinda Otafire.
For Europe to develop, Africa must underdevelop. There is that parasitic relationship.
And receive Professor Pierre Lumumba. From the revolutionary tone of Professor Pierre Lumumba.
We should not be shifting loyalty or having loyalty with anybody or to anybody.
To the unwavering conviction of President Yoweri Museveni.
Everywhere the black people are suffering. You put on TV, you'll see black people suffering all over the world.
Africa has spoken against chains, colonialism, and neo-colonial administration.
We are not children of a lesser God.
And now, the world is finally listening.
We need to storm the continent of Africa to tell them that, we can make Africa great again.
The United Nations General Assembly passed a landmark resolution. The transatlantic slave trade was formally declared as the gravest crime against humanity.
We cannot change history, but we can change how we remember it.
A motion boldly tabled by Ghana, drawing overwhelming support from Africa, Asia, and parts of the global south. But the vote revealed more than consensus, exposing the politics of memory. Countries that voted in favor included China, Russia, India, and the majority of Africa, signaling a united front for historical justice. But in a striking turn, several, if not all European nations chose to abstain, a silence many interpret as discomfort with history.
You can even see the trend of how the vote was taken. Those that are aggressive against the African continent in terms of trade, they did not, the others abstained and others didn't vote.
But how did this come about? It was between the 15th and 19th centuries when Africa became the hunting ground of human cargo. Millions were captured and marched from the hinterlands to coastal dungeons. They were then packed into ships where nearly 1 in 7 never survived the journey across the Atlantic.
Obviously, the separation of families, of a mother, father, daughter, and son, being separated and taken to different destinations, never to be seen, never to meet, and never to know each other ever in their life. This is something that the president of Ghana, sponsored at the UN General Assembly or the UN Council.
For over 400 years, slavery fueled the rise of Western economies while systematically underdeveloping Africa. A system, as the UN itself admits, was built on greed, enforced by violence, and justified by racial ideology.
This was not simply forced labor. It was a machinery of mass exploitation and deliberate dehumanization of men, women, and children. The wounds run deep and often go unrecognized.
And yet, the scars are not just historical. They live on in economic imbalances, racial inequalities, and what many describe as modern-day neocolonialism.
They were castrated so that they don't reproduce. But some who survived, that's why you see the new races there. We have black Americans. How did they get there? We have people of double race, like in the UK and other countries in Europe. The mixed races are there. And they are stronger. They have been able to build those economies, but their history was distorted.
We as the Africans must know that we are not loved, and we have never been. And those who are what I would call pseudo-friends are there only for purposes of their interests. They do not care and have never cared for the African. It is therefore important for us as the Africans to get to understand that the right for self-determination, the right for independence, and the right for us to reclaim our dignity must be championed by the Africans.
For Africa, this resolution is more than a statement, but a turning point, a chance to push for reparations and demand fair global trade.
This is the historical mission of this state, to jump on the bus of modernization.
For long, leaders like Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni have argued that Africa's underdevelopment is rooted in historical distortions, slavery, colonialism, and dependency. Such a position is now finding a renewed global validation.
We need to deal, along with our brothers and sisters in Africa, with 3 issues: regional and continental integration, to unite the regional and continental markets, to support production of goods and services better.
The resolution seems to open the door to justice.
Even from the voting for this, they do not think that Africans deserve better, or they are humans, or they should be to the table in terms of human rights. They always think that Africans or Africa is a lesser equal.
I want therefore for you to note that I thank the government of of Ghana, the people of Ghana, for the bravery, the Pan-African spirit they have anchored in sponsoring this motion.
And perhaps for the first time in centuries, Africa is shaping its destiny. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
When you don't use Momo, you get insulted by strangers. Save yourself from insults. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
We thank you so much for watching. We're now talking sport. Sports Club Villa has sealed the semi-final slot of the Stanbic Uganda Cup after a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Happy Boys Kagaba in Kasanda. Villa joins Uganda Revenue Authority, Vipers SC and Kitara FC in the semi-finals, whose draw is expected soon.
Villa yatukubidde ku kkoota esi ekibadde ekigendererwa jasi tulabika tulubuzeemu kukolera awamu Messi tubadde tusuubira tugenda kutuuka ku final.
I think it wasn't an easy game. It has been a good build up to our next league game. I think the team we played, it really played well, though they struggled in the second half, but I believe they are a good team.
I've lost the game against Villa. Like I told you, we are playing Villa, a club that is far better than us in terms of pedigree. In the first half, we failed to utilize the chances we got. Two clear-cut chances, but we failed to utilize the chances. In the second half, we managed to handle the game. But as you know, we are playing a higher team.
Very good games. He had very good team and very good potential to grow up, and I hope so next season to see on minimum third division, because play in a very good way, and I hope so this team maybe play to big league surely with other team. Because of that, I today have very difficult game, and because of that I'm happy from going on second round.
Former Uganda Cranes player Geoffrey Serunkuma has encouraged the Ministry of Education and Sports to professionalize sports to enable the talented youth to develop. Serunkuma was at Seta High A-Level Campus Sports Day in Mukono District.
Ministry of Education and Sports needs to professionalize sports and make it affordable to facilitate talent development among youth.
kubanga singa tekubadde mupiira sansi yanditutegedde
twali twatufune kuba tesobodde kukola emirimu mirala gy'abasoma nekibanga kiri omwabuli gyali kiba kimunyamugasibwa kirimu bafuna tuli bamugasa abasawo abasomesa bakola kibiina byonna n'omupiira mabe sports zonna.
The former Uganda Crane star Geoffrey Serunkuma commends schools for promoting sports and games and advised parents to partner with schools in developing the talents. He was at the annual Sports Day for Seta High A-Level campus in Mukono. This year's Sports Day is on the theme From Talent to Greatness. Lumumba House emerged champions and won a trophy and a ball. The head of Parliamentary Sports Forum, Paul Rukundo, encouraged talent development among the youth.
As you are participating in today's activities, always remember, winning is not everything. What really matters is the effort you put in, the courage you show, the lessons you learn, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But every experience shapes you into a stronger and a better person. Sports teach us important values, they teach us teamwork, because no one succeeds alone.
It's for money. Some people are part of national teams and they are given some money, but also it is a part-time that supplements the occupations that is learned.
The chief guest and the deputy headmaster, Bazira Paul, had this to say. 4 houses, Lumumba, Nyerere, Mandela and Nkrumah houses participated.
Bulemezi FC patron Mutalaga says that Bulemezi is in a good shape to compete for the title by the time the Buganda Masaza Cup football tournament kicks off. He was speaking as chief guest at Kasana Playgrounds in soon after the kickoff of a curtain raiser football match between Bulemezi and Kawempe Select 11.
Sajja nsamba bulungi nnyo alina ekirivu baba kireka kyambowe omusajja oyo
kubanga ttiimu ya Kawempe Select eri wamu ezannyira wamu anabaagala kukwasaganya era banzanyidde bulungi era tutegeeza bannabulemezi bonna nti obulemezi eno ejja kukola ddala bulungi era ejja kutuuka wala ejja kubatuusa amapesa mangi ge basayinize ate era abantu ge bamanyi omupiira balina naye kati twagala kulaba engeri
kusooka kwa byonna njagala okusooka okwebaza bannabulemezi wamu embeera eno ebadde yakubeetondera nga bulemezi bwezzenga ekola emyaka egiyise ebadde nga teva mu kibinja olwaleero tusazeewo okutandika n'amaanyi bwe tutyo leero tebadde unveiling ya ttiimu batubadde tulaga abasambi bawagizi bano naye tubalaga entandikwa yaffe tujja kubategeeza kaseera gye kajjako awo liryo tugenda okubalaga abasambi betugenda okukozesa oba betugenda okusigaza nga bulemezi.
Competition and excitement marked the sports day at St. Teresa Namiryango Girls Boarding Primary School in Mukono as parents were urged to actively support their children's talents. We have the details.
akatuufu tubale twakava mu mazuukira ne tugamba ffe katwesanyusirizemu wano n'abawala baffe abawala ate nga kiri ku curriculum balina okuyiga okufuna skills oba mu byemikono mu byemipiira mu bintu bingi nnyo si bya kibiina kyokka so ffe tuli round tufulumya omuntu ajjudde yeetoolodde ng'ajjudde ng'omwana omuwala so ebyokuganya bibadde bingi emisinde okubaka twakukola dda bakoze ebintu bingi.
Such events are not only for competition and winning medals, but they also play a vital role in shaping well-rounded children and individuals. Sports teaches us discipline, teamwork, resilience, leadership, values that are essential for success in your lives. We have realized how resilient the girls were, especially when it came to football. Thank you very much. Learners, thank you so much for participating wholeheartedly. Now, whether you have won or not, dear children, what matters is the effort you have put in. What matters is the teamwork you have demonstrated. What matters is the talent you have exhibited.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you tonight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. With the whole team in Newsroom, wish you the best of the Easter season that we are concluding tonight. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Journey program